Okay, so we are about to do a reading on the good old US of A and its Pluto return. Now, I'm not an astrologer, so there's definitely people that know more about this shit than I do. But apparently, the United States of America is going through its Pluto return, and that happens once every 200 and something years, 250 or whatever, some such number. Anyway, uh, the theory is that the Pluto return is going to wreak havoc upon the United States. Let's just see what the cards say about this. And navigation 32. Those are our words. Number. Okay. Root card 8 of Wands, which is basically a harvesting of something that has grown for a long period of time. Okay. So the main card we get is the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is basically a recognition of something. Like here the person goes into the cocoon and they do all this work on themselves and they come out this more powerful and beautiful butterfly figure, and here's all the people that are like, wow, good job. So it's recognition of something that there has been a bunch of work put into. If this were a reading for a person, this would be really good. It'd be like, wow, you will be appreciated for all that hard work you've been doing. And down here with the root card, this is also something that's been growing and growing and growing, and here it's about to be harvested. Now, first we're just going to do a lead up and sort of a follow through card here. There's the lead up and the follow through. Okay, and we might as well put one more on the top. Fascinating. We get the cups. Now, one thing I'm going to say about this. None of these cards are major arcana. So I know there's a lot of theories that this Pluto return is going to fuck things up. It's going to be a fundamental transformation. And the first thing I'm going to say about this is these are all minor arcana cards. There's a couple court cards in there. So I would not suspect that these are massive changes. And the court cards that show up are both cups cards, which are spiritual and emotional in nature. Now, we look back here in sort of what leads up to this recognition, and we get the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is pretty much about a bunch of pressure put onto someone or something, to do something they're not ready to do. Like this is a jester, and the jester's like, well, I people are looking at me, I better do a trick because that's what I do. And they whip out these swords and they do this sword trick, and here the rope is just about to break. I don't know if you can see that. There, it's coming into focus. Anyway, so this person felt pressured into doing something that they weren't necessarily ready to do, and they're about to swallow that sword. So here it shows a lot of pressure on the United States to do something, to perform, right? In the way that it feels like it is supposed to. Now, that energy leads to this sort of metamorphosis and recognition. And as this continues, we get a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is like a healer. The Page of Cups is the little kid, but the little kid that is emotionally driven to like help people, and here as like this greater sort of understanding to come out of it we get the page into the night. So there's a graduation isn't the right word. It's a progression in maturity, right? So the page is essentially a little kid, and here that page of cups becomes more mature and they become the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a spiritual seeker, um, and is basically driven to go outside of their normal comfort zone to answer questions that they suddenly have inside. It's fascinating because, to be honest, I don't see the United States of America as a force of good. I really don't. But this reading, it kind of shows a force of good, and it shows an energy that really is trying to help people and has a whole bunch of pressure on it, but this isn't the evil empire that I kind of expected to see. The other thing I'm going to say about this, again, just because there are no major arcana cards, this Pluto return energy um, is probably not going to fucking destroy the country. If anything, the Pluto return, it looks like it brings an emotional purity and like a spiritual sense out of the country, which is fascinating. And here this says that that shit's been growing. It's been growing for a while, and it's like harvest time on this sense of spiritual truth. Fascinating stuff. That's what we get. And peace.